the most important question is, like, how long was that guy trying? Because that thing was still soft.
Bro, I don't think he could concentrate with the camera on him, bro. That's why, man. He couldn't concentrate. He's like, wait, man, I'll throw your camera. I'm saying.
That guy was on. That guy was on page 200.
And then what?
Page 200.
That guy was on page 264 and nothing.
This is how we get blocked on Twitter, man.
Yo, what's going on? It's 12 TV, man. Back again, another week, another episode. Just before we get going, don't forget the usual reminders. Like, share, subscribe, comments in the comments below section, whatever, and turn on your post notifications. That would be very, very helpful for us. In the meantime, we've got Jane Deggs back again.
Box to box.
Box to box register, yeah.
I'm here on behalf of Kiare, who is...
never in behalf of Kiare.
He needs to come back and defend
At some point.
Are you talking about the ex-Arsenal fan, current Liverpool fan,
fake Liverpool fans,
NFL stroke?
Just undecided. Whatever he is, he's undecided. Yeah, and obviously now you've heard this man's voice. Saddam is here as well.
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, how's it going? Chilling. All right, man. Let's get the show on the road. There's some stuff we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the big game. Obviously, Liverpool, Man City, thrashed again at Anfield. We're going to talk about the top four. It's all kind of heating up again, weirdly enough. And some of us here think that United have already bottled the league. And finally, we'll finish off with the realistic goals for Arsenal this season. So let's just get going, man. Let's talk about Liverpool, Man City. You guys, man, 4-1. I think we have to agree Liverpool is the least champion-ish team.
Not champion-ish.
Yeah.
Least champion.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we have to agree.
They look champion-ish.
They barely even look it.
It's in name.
I mean, if you just go back to the big score lines that they've received ever since they became champions, Watford, there's City beat them 4-0 when the season was pretty much confirmed. Arsenal beat them 2-1, you know.
Well,
I think it's
why
worth mentioning
2-1?
2-1 because we
Why
beat
is that a
them.
big score?
We meet them. And then obviously you have 7-2. Anfield beaten by Burnley and Brighton. It's just... That team is just not scary. And when you think about the comparisons the Liverpool fans made to treble winning sides, double winning sides, the Invincibles, you know, even the 2004-2005 champions in Chelsea with the best defense ever.
I think the only difference between this Liverpool and those teams is those teams had really good squads. Like on the bench, like anyone would come off the bench and change the game. This Liverpool team, I mean, clearly, Klopp has been using the same front three for the last, 4 years. And I think Jota is the only signing that they've brought in who has actually tried to fight for a place. They've just been buying players to come and be assistants to whoever's playing on the first 11. There wasn't any competition, really. That Tsimikas guy coming in.
I mean, even Origi, who had a lot of impact in coming off the bench, he's never really pushed on
because
further.
He's never been given an opportunity to play. He doesn't start like important games or even not important, just games. He hasn't had like maybe 2 games in a row where he started, because those are the things that gives you confidence. Like you need a rhythm with football. Like let's be honest, unless you're Ole in late 90s, you need consistency nowadays. You have to you need minutes, and you need minutes where there is something to play for. You don't just bring
coming off the bench
in the last 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Those are just insults. If you want something, if you have a player that is still ambitious as a football player, 3 minutes and you're almost 28 years old, I think you're wasting his time. And that's why you see Origi he's playing, but he's not motivated. There's nothing to motivate him. Even if he plays well, he will not start the next game.
Fair point, because you compare that to someone like Takumi Minamino, who pushed for a loan. It doesn't matter if it's abroad or in the Premier League. The point is he pushed for a loan. and now he's getting game time. He's playing.
He scored a goal in the first
Rodriguez
game.
never even hinted for a loan. He's comfortable. So that's a fair point. I mean, when you look at the other options that they have coming off the bench, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, for example, nowhere near the impact £40 million signing should have made. Jordan Shaqiri.
He's just coming from a long injury as well, so you have to cut some.
I don't know. Jordan Shaqiri, for example, he's comfortable.
Shaqiri was playing top level 10 years ago.
Yeah, but
he there's nothing. You don't depend on Shaqiri. After they won the league, or rather after they won Champions League, they had to figure out how to replace those kind of players. Because one, their career is not going up. Their career is everyone in the majority of the Liverpool players right now they're on the downward spiral. Like either age wise or they've achieved almost everything that they could, and there's nothing. I don't think Shaqiri will go to any big club. I don't think Origi will go to a big club. I don't think even Salah, this is his opportunity to go to a big club. If he doesn't go in the next 1 or 2 years, that's it for him.
Possibly.
Yeah. So
what are your thoughts, Ndegs? You've been kind of quiet. Liverpool 4, losing 4 again.
I don't think any of us were. Well, I wasn't surprised. I don't know about you.
No, I mean, I
was
actually
surprised,
called
like,
a 3-1 win. I actually called a 3-1
I was
win
surprised
for City.
City conceded.
Nice one.
I swear.
Yeah.
And especially it being Diaz, who's just been rock solid the
it
whole
was
season.
a weak
and
penalty as well.
He did score an own goal in December, but yeah. I mean,
December.
It's one of those things.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, like Liverpool is just it feels like since the defense is so depleted, it feels like the only way they were gonna get through this whole period was that front three had to go just fire, like like just be on drugs. Like concede 2, we score 5, right?
Yeah.
Which they kind of did up until December,
That's
because they were still top of the league, like second there, and then going into the transfer window, they were still very comfortable. But I kept on telling that ex-Arsenal box-to-box partner of mine that it gets to a point where it catches up with you. You can just be having Fabinho and Henderson, and then when they start playing like games back to back, and then you start playing people like Christian Benteke, who, I mean, let's be honest, he's not the best player in the world.
Benteke.
But he gives you something that those two have never faced as a defense, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So every week you're facing different types of players. That centre backs, it doesn't have to be a good centre back. Just any centre back at least has dealt with that. And those are things that they had to deal with. And the fact that I think the biggest thing for them was them not having Fabinho in midfield.
Yeah, because I think it was a double loss. Because now they don't have the defenders, and now they are strong midfielders playing out of position. So they also, it's like they've lost a midfielder and they've lost a defender.
Yeah, I mean, and when you consider maybe the lack, I think is that the right term? Lack of impact that Thiago has had on that midfield. People expected him to come in and do one thing, but he only does something that's completely different.
Yeah.
He dictates
feel
play,
like-
but
I
he's
feel
not
like
a creator.
His skill set suited the team that went into the beginning of the season. That's with Van Dijk. With his skill set.
I still disagree.
I think his skill set.
So.
I think
I
his
don't
skill
think
set.
I don't think he benches Henderson or Wijnaldum.
No, but I'm saying when everyone is fit, right? Because he was bought when everyone was fit. At beginning of the season, that skill set, I'm not saying he'd have benched any of them, but it gives them something different, because that's the biggest issue we had with Liverpool. They just have one team, one-dimensional. So they brought in Jota and Thiago, which are different things that we're used to, right?
Yes.
And as champions, you can't do the same thing and expect to keep winning.
It's true.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to switch it up.
I also feel like the Liverpool board, or rather the owners of Liverpool, have really let Klopp down. You've had a manager who's taken you to Champions League final twice, won once. I would say they lost the Premier League. They were 1 point off.
The best losers ever.
Yeah, like I would say they were lost a final in the Premier League, and then they won the following year. So how do you reward a manager that has done that to your club after 30 years winning a title, right?
But is
be
that a
fair,
board
bro.
issue?
No.
Be fair,
You see,
Saddam.
listen, let me finish.
So I'm saying to the board, be fair to the board. I mean, they got him the players that took him there. They spent 75 million on a keeper and 75 million on a
how many years ago?
defender.
3 years ago.
Doesn't matter.
Listen, they spent that much money on a defender and a keeper, and when both of them are fit, there's no problem there. Look at this. Look at the front three. They needed to have think about the future. They need to maybe sell Salah, get someone who's in a similar trajectory, because Salah, yes, he's good. I can't fault him. That's the thing. they needed. Listen, how do you reward a manager who's done all that? In the beginning of this season, he's had that many injuries, and then you buy a championship player, and you buy a defender from Schalke who've conceded 52 goals so far. Schalke
So,
have 8 points.
I
You understand?
I get what you're saying, but my question is, like, to properly answer your question, my question would be, who has the final say on transfers? Because you're saying it's the board's fault. It's not. I don't think it's.
Whoever it is.
I don't think as a manager who's just won a Champions League and a Premier League back to back, if you ask for anything, you'd be given like almost ASAP.
Yeah, but the
So, my
finances
question
weren't
Are you
is-
available.
saying Klopp?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I don't think it's a board issue. It's whoever is doing those transfers. Whoever is.
Who are you saying?
So I
it's
don't know
Klopp?
who it is. That's what I'm asking.
No, no,
Like, because it's not the board.
Okay, I'm saying whoever. I'm saying Klopp has been put under the bus by whoever it is. I don't know who it is.
Yeah. So that's what I'm
It's-
saying.
it
Like,
could
yeah.
be-
So we don't know if it's the. We don't know. Who does
I've
the
read stories that
transfers.
it's FSG are the ones who make such transfers. They're the ones who approve the budgets.
That's
Obviously,
the thing. Like a lot of clubs have been hit quite hard, and apparently, that hedge fund, I think it's a hedge fund, right? Got hit quite hard, especially Liverpool. I mean, they thought before Ben Davies and Kabak, they'd be able to spend 40 million, but then when the fans were, when it was pushed back, the dates of fans coming back, they just said it outright. They have no money to spend.
But don't you think Jota and Thiago were quality signings when they were made?
I think so.
yeah,
I
they
think-
were.
I
But
think-
that was
I
last
for
summer.
sure
If
agree.
you've made it, listen. If you've
Oh no, but that's what I'm saying. He just won a Premier League, and they are supporting him. So I'm not. It's my that's what I'm
they're
arguing.
hanging him to dry right now. I don't know
That's harsh.
anything about the future.
But that's
but
that-
right
that-
now,
But
listen.
who is it? Who?
They could finish out of top 4.
Yeah,
They
but
could.
that's still harsh. I mean, they spent 30 million on a 30-year-old midfielder on a final year of his contract, right?
I think they're paying in installments.
Doesn't matter. They're spending that money.
Mm-hmm.
The point is that money is leaving that club. I don't think they've thrown him under the bus. I think who did throw him under the bus is Alisson. Alisson was the big reason.
That's not the
City.
reason.
City shouldn't have won that game 4-1.
Before that game, they were still not out.
No, but City
Before the
shouldn't
goals.
have won
They were
that
still
game
struggling.
4-1, right? During the first half, I remember thinking to myself, this is a high quality game. Yeah, Liverpool are having a bit more possession than usual versus City, but
And they were pushing
technically
them
they
back,
were
yeah.
and they were pushing them back. They were defending quite well and they were attacking quite well. But I didn't think they were based on the first half performance at least. I thought maybe they would have probably lost 2-1, right? But considering the collapse from Alisson, nah, shouldn't have been 4-1.
How do you see Liverpool recovering, going back to where they were? Do you think that's possible in the near future? That is in the next, maybe by beginning of next season. Like, what
want
needs to
see-
happen?
I want to see some
For-
tactical adaptability from Klopp.
I think from Liverpool fans need to come back.
Yeah, possibly. That's a big deal, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, Pep Guardiola was asked about it. He's like, it's a different game
Yeah.
if the fans are here.
Anfield
So-
is not the same. Like, even watching a game, I'm not a Liverpool fan, but even just watching a Liverpool game
Yeah.
You know-
without those fans.
You know what I
It's
you know what
dead.
I, you know what
It's
I
dead.
understood what you said. I thought you said Liverpool, the new Liverpool fans should go back to their former teams. So I was wondering.
Oh, yeah. Considering where
Yeah,
he
yeah,
works,
so-
you know what I mean? His partners.
Amepeleka Nuksuko.
Yeah, bro. No, but have we seen any tactical adaptability from
Absolutely
from Klopp?
not. He's still
just-
crossing.
That's what I
Trent.
think.
What-
They're still playing that 4-3-3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not seeing a 4-2-3-1. I'm not seeing a back five to accommodate for the lack of defenders.
Do you
You know what I
guys?
mean?
Do you guys? This is just a question. Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt, but are you kind of seeing like shades of Wenger in his press conferences?
Being frustrated.
No.
Like, have you seen
Who?
the excuses he's giving?
No.
Klopp.
No, this
You
is
saw Klopp said that probably Alisson's feet were cold.
Yeah, that was funny.
Like there's just been it's
He-
just been excuse after excuse.
I think
and
he's scrambling because Wenger, I think traditionally, you remember him as a very classy man.
But he
Let alone
protected,
man.
protected his players.
Yeah, all the
which,
time.
Which to everyone else looked like excuses,
Yeah.
right? And I feel like Klopp is kind of doing the same thing where he's protecting his players. Like,
He's trying.
regardless,
I don't think he is. He's
yeah.
trying.
I mean, he has to.
But to everyone
That's the first
else,
game Alisson has had a howler, right?
Nah,
No.
it's not. He's had howlers before. They just haven't been this costly in this big a game.
Yeah.
But okay, have you guys noticed something different as well with Klopp this season? He's lost his head in press conferences and all that.
Yeah, it's weird.
He
man.
looks frustrated. That's what I was saying. Like I'm sure he wants signings, but he's not getting signings, and he's it's so hard because you see the problem and you want a solution and no one is giving the solution and you have to go and explain why it's not working.
But also, let's just be really honest. Over the past 2 years, Liverpool were very lucky with injuries. Like, minus this season.
Yeah.
Very lucky.
I mean,
they basically went 2 seasons with the same 11.
Yeah.
But
now-
should they deserve a bit more credit, considering last season when Emerick Laporte, for example, got injured for City, these men were left behind by 20-something points. Over 19, for sure, right? Liverpool, in December, they played Leicester. And we thought, or maybe even November, they played Leicester and we anticipated there's no way these guys were going to beat Leicester. They won that game 3-0. And they were still within touching distance. I think it's more honorable, that performance, than Man
really,
City's
because
last season.
The team that should be taking advantage right now is United, who, as you said, they don't have any injuries. So no, they're not. The City, who are now top of the table, struggled for the first 2 months. So no.
Yeah.
So if City were what Liverpool were last year, rather no injuries and just perfect start, your gap you're talking about here last year, we would see, tungeona sahi.
True, that's
we
a
could
fair
see
point.
maybe 15, 17 points because now majority of teams are struggling. Also City don't have a striker, paka sahi. Jesus just came back and they're still not starting with him. They're still winning.
Yeah, that's a fair point, man.
But then, I with the tactical bit you talk about City, just moving to tactics, it's interesting to see, like, as the season went, like this season, he's been trying new things in terms of build up from the back here. So he's tried the 3-3 from the back, he's tried the 4-2, he's tried, and now he's doing he has 3, and I think is it like a 3-2, like the 3 at the back, and then the 2 is now
it a 3
Kyle
at the back?
Walker.
Yeah, with the ball,
Yeah,
no?
with the
Oh,
ball.
you mean
It's-
City?
yeah,
Sorry.
City.
City.
So it's 3 at the back, and then now Kyle Walker moves into midfield. So
Cancelo.
it's him and Cancelo and Rodri.
And Rodri play as
Then
two
Gundogan
holdings.
now Gundogan has just been scoring because now he moves like
He doesn't have a
Yeah.
lot of defensive
and
responsibilities.
they're doing all this without KDB. So
Yeah, fair play, man.
I mean, because they have the best manager ever.
do they?
Yeah.
Let's not get into that. Let's talk about
you
someone
have-
who definitely isn't the best manager ever. OGS at Old Trafford. 3-3, man. If I was a United fan, I'd be pissed off by David De Gea. I think he'd cost us a real chance of pushing for the league title. Because maybe the game should have ended 2-2, right? On the balance of things. I mean, Scott McTominay got that third goal with a bit of a lucky header.
Why did you choose to blame De Gea and Maguire kept all the players onside? You have your captain who is facing the players. Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
He wasn't a defender who he's keeping guys onside who are behind him. He kept players onside who are in front of him. That's just so dumb.
But De Gea,
Is that even
De
possible?
Gea of previous years would not just parry
Spill
the
the
ball.
See,
ball
the thing
like
is,
that, man.
you De Gea of those years had better
You see,
centre
these-
backs.
no.
Come on.
This is the thing.
No, but
These kind of mistakes you only associate with someone useless like Donnarumma. Donnarumma makes a lot of these mistakes. No? Am I wrong? He makes a lot of those mistakes, right? And I know he's young.
What's your point?
But my point is now, when Donnarumma makes those mistakes, you justify them by saying he's young, still a talent. When David De Gea makes those mistakes, there's no justification for it. It's not poor goalkeeping. It's not bad decision making. It's just poor. I mean, it's bad. This is really, really bad.
No, to me it has to be. Maguire takes majority of that blame, in my eyes, because they wouldn't be in that position if Maguire was smart enough. Remember, this guy he's the most expensive defender in the world ever. He is the captain of the team,
Yeah.
right?
Captain of England, I think.
Yeah.
No, that's Harry Kane.
No, it's okay. So you have to put those expectations on this guy. How do you keep players onside and the guys are in front of you?
Okay, so do you think United could ever seriously challenge for anything with Harry Maguire as one of the starting centre backs? Does he maybe need the right partner?
He needs the right manager. Maguire, listen.
So now
he
he's not
has-
the issue, it's the manager.
No, listen. Majority of these players need better managers because coaches coach players. He needs to learn. There's so many shit players that have become world class because of their coaches. Sterling being one of them. I don't think Sterling would ever get to this level without Pep,
And
for
Arteta.
example.
And Arteta.
Yeah, when he was giving him
Arteta.
bibs.
Yeah. And his sports drink.
Yeah, those bib
Vanya,
giving
warm down.
skills.
Vanya, warm down.
And stretching him.
Yeah.
Now, Maguire, there's a ceiling. He can improve. There's a lot of things in his game that needs improvement. Bissaka the same thing. Like we can see the things that they're lacking. Like Maguire, I feel like he doesn't have that leadership ability to control his defenders and talk to them and make sure they're in line. Look at Diaz, the way he speaks. Even Stones.
Yeah, but nowadays, Diaz, Stones, I mean, these guys have played well for 10 plus games. Do you think Maguire can do that consistently for 10 plus games?
Yes. Last year, they had the third best defense. And Maguire changed a lot of... When Maguire came to United, their defense changed. They were not conceding as much goals. So,
but maybe that was the outlier, because so far this season, they've conceded, I think, almost the same amount. They've conceded 30 goals.
Yeah, almost.
Last season, they conceded 36. So that's... And we're not even done with the season.
And that's the thing. I can see the potential of Maguire. I see potential of majority of these players. It's just the manager. If you need to be coached, boss. If you're doing the same mistakes every single day, so it's either the coach is dumb enough not to bench you, or he thinks you're okay and you're not.
Or maybe
so if he was benched, I would say that, you know what, he's not good enough. The coach clearly sees that Maguire is not good enough. But he plays every week in, week out. I think he's played every minute in the league so far.
Yeah.
So, and he has the same mistakes, same kind of mistakes.
Inconsistency.
And if you have a coach who is supposed to coach you, that's literally the main role,
but,
to improve the players.
My argument to you is, when he was younger at Leicester, some of these mistakes we didn't see. And if it was coaching and it was being coached well, why is he going back to those mistakes?
What do you mean?
I'm saying so when he was younger, at Leicester, some of the things he's doing now we were not seeing earlier, right? There's some ways he's getting exposed.
Maybe he wasn't as highlighted because he wasn't playing for the biggest club
coaches
in the country.
And the coach that he had, let's just say he was the best coach for him at that particular moment.
Rogers is a good coach. He improves a lot of players.
Yeah. So does that mean that when that coach leaves, you go back to? I mean, you get more exposed, or does he need a coach for the rest of his career? Yes. Or does he just need a coach for this moment? Then he gets the skills.
Listen.
And then he's
the expectations, the level at Leicester. This Maguire is enough for. The Maguire that he's playing right now, he's okay playing at Leicester's level. But United's level right now, the expectations, when teams are playing United right now, it's a big club. It's the biggest club in England. It's different environment, different challenges. They're playing. If he was in Leicester right now and still being coached by Brendan Rodgers, he would be much better than what he is right now.
So is the issue skill set or mentality?
It has to be the coach. What do you mean mentality?
Because you're saying it's a big club. You're saying this is a big club, and now he's making the mistakes at a big club.
Let's talk about the game now. Let's talk about the game for a bit. Seriously. What's going on? Why couldn't United actually kill off this game? They attacked well. Bruno scored a wonderful goal. Cavani as well. I think the build-up was brilliant. But they conceded from those mistakes, right? Is it an isolated issue in one game that might not happen in the next big game? Or should we expect more of this, especially considering they have the Europa League coming up? They have, I think, the FA Cup coming up as well.
Tonight.
Yeah. And they're the closest team to City. So there's going to be big games. If City drop points, those games are going to now become even more important.
But you see now, the United under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is they lack the winning mentality, the killer instincts. Like, you need to crush games. If you have an opportunity, you have to take your chances. If you have an opportunity to go 6 points. At one point, they had an opportunity to go 6 points clear of Liverpool, top of the table. Liverpool was still second, right? They couldn't. Like, I think it's something to do with how they are managed. They need to understand that this is United. This is the expectations. They have a very expensive team. I don't want to say good because they're clearly not doing anything much. They're second. Anyway, it's a very expensive bunch of players. They have the most expensive defender ever. They have Pogba, who was at one point the most expensive player ever as well. Like, they have Bruno Fernandes, who's currently the best player in the world. So they have a bunch of players who clearly are able to win the title, but they're not because of the mentality around the environment they're in right now. They don't believe they can win it. They need a manager They need someone who can make them believe that it's possible. Look at Ranieri with Leicester. So Leicester
An
didn't have
outlier again. But
Leicester
still.
didn't have. Listen, let me say, Leicester didn't have the best team ever. So,
Yeah.
but they had a manager who's won so many titles in Serie A and in international level. So Ranieri was even at Chelsea. Okay, he didn't win anything at Chelsea, but he's managed big teams. So he has experience.
Yeah.
So he knew how to motivate these players.
Yeah, you buy them pizza.
Wait, he did that?
Yeah, you did.
when they kept clean sheets.
Yeah, exactly. So Rona, like you need those kind of people around you but you see, Ole has never been in this position before. So he doesn't know how to motivate players to that next level. He can motivate them to make sure he stays employed, because when he's about to get sacked, the guys
always
perform.
comes up with big
So
Dex,
it's like-
where do you stand on this?
I've
Do you
nev-
agree with Saddam?
He
yes,
agrees with
I
everything,
agree.
obviously.
I agree with him, because it's sometimes it's just that ruthlessness. Sometimes it doesn't just come from the players. The manager, it's like a trickle down effect. If your manager is Big Sam and hates attacking, you will just get players and who match that mentality and that skill set. So I think the biggest thing with Ole is, well, not with Ole. The biggest thing with Manu is that, first of all, Ole has never been there, like in terms of like winning something big, right? Like with any team, he's never been there. I'm not saying he can't. He probably could, but you have to prove it, because right now he's going against Klopp and Pep. Like that's his competition. His competition
Those are
is
some of
not-
the best. Yeah.
Exactly. And those are people who can really, really motivate players and coach the hell out of a team, yeah? And the ruthlessness, he just lacks the ruthlessness. And on top of that, there's an occasional mistake waiting. Like
Tactically.
Yes. Like there's always a game where he's just going to, and for me, that's the biggest thing.
They're so predictable
They're very-
in such a way that they will lose all the important, really clutch games.
Yeah.
The fact that they've had 0 injuries, like 0, no one has ever missed more than one game.
Pogba missed a few, I think, with COVID.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
at the beginning
Sorry,
of the
yeah.
season. But that's
So
about it.
like 2, yeah.
The thing is,
Plus, at that point, he wasn't even a starter to begin with,
Henderson
right?
was. Remember then De Gea was his knee injury,
Yeah, and then they had.
and then he came back came back on Wednesday.
Yeah, so they've been lucky enough not to have injuries where everyone is struggling with injuries. Also, Arsenal don't have injuries, but they're last. Anyway,
we had injuries.
no, we don't care.
Even Madhe wetu alikuwa mgonjwa bana.
Willian is fit.
No, Madhe wetu.
Who's that?
Aubameyang's mom, bro. That's our mom, bro. I'll see you on next.
Yeah,
That's our mom. She was unwell, bro.
we were.
Anyway,
Yeah. All the best to Aubameyang.
was she sick though?
She was unwell.
Yeah, that's why Aubameyang had to.
She's recovering now. And
Where is she? She's in Togo.
ya kuhusu nini?
Ako Togo ma? Gabon.
Probably from Gabon. You know, considering he's from Gabon, probably from there.
So they don't live in Togo.
I think she was. I
Take
think
a
she was in
wild
France.
guess. Doesn't matter, bro.
No, it matters, because
No,
if he was in Gabon,
was he in France?
He would have come back and
Was
had
he in
to do
France?
quarantine for 14 days.
But yeah,
he
he
was in
didn't
Africa.
actually do
Yeah.
quarantine. Yeah.
Oh, he didn't do quarantine.
Point is, he had to travel, and we were all stressed.
Yeah. So United, with all their players fit, they still didn't check. I think this was an opportunity. We can't agree. We cannot.
What you saying
we can't-
was, it still is.
No, it's done. It's done.
I mean,
it's
Bro,
done.
it still
Why?
is an opportunity.
Why?
It's not.
Why?
What do you mean? Why?
It's
They're 5 points clear. United
with a
City,
game in hand.
City winning the game in hand, it's 8.
It's 8 points, but they still have to play City, and City still have to play big teams.
Do you think United will beat City?
I'm not saying they will. But I'm definitely not saying they can't.
To me, I can't. They can't. I'm saying it on camera.
They haven't
Right?
played
They
twice?
can't.
Huh?
They haven't played twice.
They haven't played twice. I think
They
they're
played
playing
once.
them at the end of the
They've
month.
drawn.
Yeah.
They drew
No.
when City were
City didn't win one. I thought City.
when
beat
City
them
were playing
instead.
2 CDMs and like they had.
In the
Oh yeah,
Carabao
they
Cup.
drew.
Everyone missing.
Carabao Cup.
Yeah, that was
They beat them in
Carabao.
the
They
Carabao
beat them
Cup.
in Carabao, which
Yeah.
which exactly comes to the point whereby it was a semi-final.
Yeah, and
They
they
needed to
bottled
win.
another one.
They bottled. So we know that if they come on, listen, City can lose all the games now. Sawa. They meet United at the final game and they lose.
Who United will
United
lose.
will lose.
Yeah.
As in that is we can even take it to a final stage. Like, boss, Ole, get 1 point here. He will choke it and lose.
All right, fine, man. Let's wrap things up around there in terms of United, at least. Wow, Ole's mentality, man. Apparently, very, very weak.
What did he say after the game? He completely said that they're not challenging for the title.
I think that
What the fuck?
9-0 win was the worst thing that could have happened to United.
Yeah, he
And
gave
it's a
them
good thing for us other fans, because now we just watch the meltdown.
Yeah. Let's talk about the top 4, man, because there were some interesting results over the weekend. Obviously, Man United, Everton, they played out a 3-3 draw. Tottenham beat West Brom, and Leicester drew to Wolves, dropped points to Wolves. Sheffield barely lost to Chelsea, in my opinion. So if you look at the table right now, it's not looking comfortable for any of the teams. I think when you consider the top four from, let's say, from Leicester, it's what separates them up until it's about 10 points between United and Aston Villa.
You can also look at the trajectory of all the teams there. Like Leicester are, I would say, they're on a straight line. Chelsea are on a rising line. Liverpool on the decline. So if anything, we can say in the next 2-3 weeks,
West Ham are more informed than Chelsea. No, actually, they're just about the similar run of form. So yeah,
I feel like maybe Chelsea will get to top 4 in the next 1 or 2 weeks. And I actually think Chelsea will finish top 4.
They're not far. I mean, they're only 1 point behind Liverpool.
So I think it will.
No
and
games in hand or whatever.
And they're playing really well, apart from that Sheffield game, which was a bit scuffed.
But can you say the same, for example, of West Ham, who are also on 39 points?
I don't think they have the players to grind out until the end of the season.
Boufal. Ben Rahma.
Oh.
That's Kufal.
No, it's Sufal.
It's Kufal, bro.
It's Sufal.
The British people say Kufal, bro.
No, it's Sufal. That's how you say it.
Ali Kwambia
Ali the show.
Anyway, Sufal for Ndeg's liking. But yeah, Sufal, I mean, they have bowlers, and they're dealing with their injuries quite well. They don't have to deal with European football, right?
Yeah, they don't.
They're a good shout compared to Chelsea, who have to play Champions League.
Yeah, that's true as well. But then Chelsea have a very good squad.
Chelsea and have a good squad and a big squad.
They have a big squad. Remember, they have maybe 2 or 3 per position. That is ridiculous. And everyone is almost fit. I think they don't have any injuries.
All right,
Kante came back.
Yeah. Kante just came back. I think he appeared as a sub, actually.
Yes.
Best DMF in the Premier League.
We'll see how what.
Best defensive midfielder in the Premier League.
After Partey.
Anyway, continue.
Who, Kante?
Yeah.
After Partey.
But okay. By the way, I need we at the beginning of the season here we trashed Rodri. The guy has stepped up.
He had you, eh?
Big man. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Rodri, if you're watching this now.
No, bro. He's
playing well, but
he's improved.
He has. He definitely has.
I see him nowadays. You see those falls we're talking about. He does them now.
But why is that about? Often. But why is that more credit to him? And for example, we credit Gundogan's rise in form more down to the.
I think the last
time the change in system.
I think the last time we spoke about Rodri, I was telling you about just his positioning and his mentality, and those are things.
Those are things you can easily improve.
But intensity. That's something that comes with you, I think.
No,
but
he has improved now. He's not. He recovers you see those pressing nowadays. Those 5 seconds they have to recover the ball fast. He does that quite well nowadays. He's also a bit physical. He pushes people more nowadays. I don't know.
I tried to tell you this a few weeks ago, but it's
no, you didn't try to tell me.
Well, no, I told you because you were trying to argue that Fernandinho is. Rodri is not Fernandinho, and I agreed with that. But I told you he brings something different.
He's not Fernandinho.
Fernandinho is like 36 or something.
No.
And I'd still play Fernandinho.
We
before
had this
Rodri.
argument that they're losing David Silva, they're losing Fernandinho, they're losing Company. But I told you they're getting players who are not that mold, but are their own players. They are their own players. Rodri is his own player.
No, but Rodri now he is doing the things that we used to see Fernandinho doing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the reason why we can see him.
But he does more than that.
To a certain extent, we can see him doing those things. At the end of the day, though, I don't think we can just judge him over the last few weeks. It's hard to just judge him over the last few weeks because how we judged him before, remember, he cost points. And remember when they lost to Tottenham 2-0? He was a big reason as to why they lost to Tottenham.
Yeah.
But right now, it's just more of a collective thing rather than an individual thing.
But he has improved. So anyway,
but he's improved, and he is a part of the reason why City have improved just as much as Ruben Diaz and Gundogan and all these men.
Sterling hasn't improved. Sterling is still shit.
Yes.
Did you see what he did to Trent?
He's still shit.
You can do that to Trent. No offense to you.
I can do that to anyone.
It's
even
Trent.
you.
It's Trent. William will enjoy playing at
Leicester, man. Leicester, I think, are a big shout for a top 4 position. Vardy's back.
They're doing what they usually do for
but
the last
Vardy's
2 seasons. I think.
Why are
the
we
best
taking...
thing?
Saddam,
the best thing they can do is finishing
No.
fourth.
I have to ask you.
Yeah.
Why do you keep doing this? Why do you take away from the impression of consistency? Why is that not as impressive? City, I told you, were impressive you decided, nah, they're just consistent. Why do you say they're just consistent?
Leicester they've always been in top 4.
No, they haven't
Beginning-
always been on top 4.
The whole of last year.
I think what
Listen,
you're trying to say is that this is almost like a mirror image of last
exactly.
season.
I say
up
the
until
same
this
thing.
point.
I swear. No one is talking about them that much. They're somewhere in top 4, and then they go back to where they.
But
They beat Chelsea 2-0.
last year they dropped because they lost Chilwell and
What makes you think they won't?
Pereira.
What makes you think they won't
So-
lose players now and then capitulate like last
So
year?
that's what I'm very curious to see that. So
No,
let's-
I don't think they will capitulate that way. I mean, they have Justin now, they have Fofana. Tielemans, by the way, is playing fantastically. I think it's a different
So
Leicester.
Yeah,
So
but a big part of Leicester's game is their fullbacks.
Mm.
And when they lost the 2 fullbacks, like
Ricardo
everything just
Pereira
hit the fan.
still hasn't come back.
so that's what
No,
that's
he came back, he
all
came
we're
back.
saying is when there's certain teams like if West Ham lose Antonio, they might not like they're not as a bigger threat as they are right now. It's like
Yeah.
losing Susek, right? Like
It will be felt.
Yeah, it'll be felt. So those are the things that they have to deal with. They still haven't dealt with it. Normally, teams like those, it gets to a point in the season
Plus,
when
they
you
have a
have to
manager.
deal with injury.
Plus, they have a manager who's also a bottle expert.
Okay, that's harsh. Brendan Rodgers, I think, is a great manager.
I
You know
think-
who isn't a bottle expert?
I think Leicester are not gonna crack this season.
You know, there's
It's
a
possible,
good reason,
it's
there's a
possible,
good reason
yeah.
why they might not, and
Yeah.
and one of those reasons would be maybe the emergence of Everton, who have played 21 games in comparison to Liverpool and the rest of those guys 23, but are only 3 points away from the top 4. So are Everton a good shout for a top 4?
Inconsistency. With the moment they lose James, which I'm sure it's gonna happen again because of his calves. Like he just has issues with his calves. The moment they lose him for like 5 games in a row, they end up drawing 3, losing 1, and winning 1. You know,
That's
and
true.
that's the only thing. Like Everton are always they're not. As you think about City, City is more of a team thing, right? The moment they lost KDB, when I took him out of my team, I was like, I'm not like I know they might still win a few games, but not as Everton. It's the opposit. Like everything is running through James.
Yeah.
But other than the
And
weekend
also
where
when-
United made Doucouré look like Riquelme.
But
also-
the Korea is world class, please.
But also, when you consider
Second
Dominic
best.
Calvert-Lewin's form as well, it's improving slightly again.
But he missed
it's-
when he
it's-
missed games.
Yeah.
When he was out missing games, they were not winning.
Or even when he isn't given those chances, you know, those goal like
De Gea's assist.
De Gea's assist
Oh
or
my
something. Like, you know,
God.
when he's not given crosses, you know, set pieces, when they don't fall into place for him, I just don't think he bangs as consistently. But another team that could also make the top 4 is Aston Villa. 21 matches played and 35 points. If they win both their games, they go into the top 4 and knock Liverpool out of it.
Aston Villa go as far as Grealish goes.
Not Ollie Watkins.
If Grealish plays the whole season, they're definitely a top 4.
I mean, they have great options to replace Grealish. They have El Ghazi. They have,
those are not the same players.
Absolutely
not the
bullshit.
same players, but
There's some people.
El
Absolutely
Ghazi scored a
bullshit.
goal of the month in December,
It's
man.
fine. He can even score goal
Absolute
of the month on FIFA. But if there's some people like once they're missing from that, it's the team is not the same.
Yeah,
It's like
Grealish is
United
everything
without
in that
Bruno.
team.
Fair enough, man. Okay, who do you think now? Let's. I guess we can do a prediction,
Top 4.
preliminary prediction for your top 4. I know City's up there. United is definitely up there. So now it's choosing between what 8 teams, 3 to 9, 6 teams. Sorry, Leicester all the way down to Aston Villa, and only 2 spots available.
Should I go first?
Go ahead.
City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Leicester.
But you just said Leicester might not crack the top 4.
Yeah, but I'm giving them more of a chance than Ole.
That's a very
Wait,
You're a wise man.
City who?
City,
Uh-huh.
Liverpool,
Uh-huh.
Chelsea, and Leicester.
So what capitulation do you foresee, or oracle of all time? What that United aren't going to be in the top 4?
Ole will come through, man. Ole always comes through.
Why are you looking at me?
Ole always comes
Why are you looking
through.
at me?
Because I'm waiting for you to follow up.
What?
Ole always comes through.
All right.
Yeah.
So what you're saying, City, Liverpool. Liverpool.
Not in that order. I'm just giving you top 4.
Okay,
right?
fine.
Yeah.
City, Liverpool,
Chelsea,
Leicester, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. So done.
I know City will finish first. second, third, and fourth. I don't know in what order, but I see Aston Villa, Liverpool, and Leicester.
I like
You guys
it.
are
I
taking
love it.
the piss.
I think Leicester will finish second, Aston Villa third, and Liverpool fourth.
Fucking A. All right, well, I don't even
Listen,
know how to respond to that.
listen.
What's your top 4?
No, my top 4 is City United and then Leicester Chelsea.
That's what it is right now.
No, it's Leicester Liverpool.
Oh, it's Leicester
It's
Liverpool.
one change.
These things happen. This league
No,
has
I
been,
hear you,
This
I hear
this
you.
league has been led by 11 teams.
Nine
Nine
different,
teams.
10 different teams. Yeah.
9 or
Arsenal.
10.
Do we count Arsenal at the
No.
beginning of the season?
Shut up.
Oh yeah, there's that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you top ever?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
How many seconds?
0 games
The whole
played.
the whole off season.
Oh yeah, shit.
Anyway, yeah. 10.
Wow.
Say
okay.
10 teams.
Fuck, you know.
Okay, let's go to Saliba, please.
Let's. Oh, you want to talk about Saliba then?
Oh, okay, are we done?
Saliba and who?
What do you mean?
Who else was
Who
in the
else
video?
was there
Wait.
in the Saliba video?
See.
Did you see anybody else?
Wait, are we talking about the Saka video?
No, the Saliba video.
No. Oh, yeah. Okay. The video belongs to Saliba, but yeah.
It was on his Snapchat.
But yeah. What was Saka doing? Mm.
No, there's no Saka. He's English.
Wait. What do you mean English?
He's English. He's black but English.
Ah. So?
Yeah, that actually happens.
Fuck.
Yeah, bro. Crazy shit right
Yeah,
there.
but-
So it's probably not even Saka. It's probably I don't know. Maybe it can't be Kante. That's under 23s. Under 21s.
Hey, but that French under 23 could be anyone.
Yeah. It's
It can actually be
Is
anyone.
it Kante?
what?
Is
No,
it Kante?
Kante's a devout. Kante's a good Muslim lad.
Yeah. Where?
He's smiley. He's probably praying right now. So damn, why would you even mention Kante, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Saliba, right after getting Player of the Month, some haters, bro. You gotta have haters. That's how you know you're succeeding. Sindio?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, drops that video, bro. Leak.
Are you gonna say who the hater is? Because I know who it is.
Who is it?
Mikel Antonio Arteta.
Ati Mikel Antonio Arteta.
What's his second name?
Rodriguez Sanchez
Miguel
Arteta.
Mikel Rodriguez
This guy just went with the
Sanchez
most Spanish name he knows. Antonio Banderas. I just decided.
Pandera Arteta,
Arteta.
who's
Yeah.
a Spanish national without.
So why did Arteta release this video, Saddam?
we saw a video with Saliba complaining that Arteta just gave him 2.5 games to prove himself, and
That's
Arteta
obviously not sufficient.
Arteta being who? What do you mean? Arteta is a creep. It's fucking weird, because Arteta had this clip for like a year and a half in his phone. What are you doing with this
Arteta
clip?
wasn't even manager
I'll
for a
call-
year and a
I'll
half.
call.
What the hell are you on about?
Listen, Arteta will make a video on favorites. Just in case.
This man is saying Arteta was coaching Sterling. He's like,
Oh,
shit, I'm gonna keep this.
That's a 2018 video, right?
That's how Sterling became good. He has some video on Sterling as well.
Listen, you wait. I believe, you see the way Willian has to play. I think Willian is Arteta. We're just waiting for the right time. Arsenal is just messed up. Bro, Arsenal is, I don't know.
When
you
it
guys
is,
are
yeah.
you guys are Arsenal fans, yeah. What's
Yeah,
wrong
we
with
can-
you?
we can
What's wrong with
guarantee-
your club?
We
We were talking
guarantee
about
you right
Saliba,
now.
bro.
We can
Yeah.
guarantee right now our club is not messed up.
Okay.
Saliba, who is now a Nice player, as far as I'm concerned, that's messed up.
Do- do-
because,
do-
in my opinion, I just don't like. Yeah, you can tell me about the guy who's actually, beaten one out, right? That guy doesn't care. That guy saw a camera on him and he decided, I'm just gonna go back to what I was doing, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Saliba sat next to this guy and recorded him. He recorded him. He the first thing, that was his reaction. Let me get my camera, world star. That's what I'm gonna do.
He was calm, by the way.
What would your reaction be? You're in the locker room up with rugby's Junini. Some big dude just chucks his thing, man, and starts going at it. Your first reaction is like, yo, Sindil.
Bro, that's
But
some suspect
the
shit.
most-
yeah,
Exactly.
I agree. It's very
The
suspect.
the most important question is, like, how long was that guy trying? Because that thing was still soft.
Bro, I don't think he could concentrate with the camera on him, bro. That's why, man. He couldn't concentrate. He's like, wait, man, I'll turn your camera, I'm saying.
That guy was on.
Yeah.
That guy was on page 200.
And then what
It's 200.
That guy was on page 264 and nothing.
This is how we get blocked on Twitter, man.
Bro, what about the two kids next to that guy, man?
Yeah, what
There
the
was
one
a kid who was
story?
doing a Mason Greenwood. Kumbuka vile Mason Greenwood alirukia msee in that video. This guy was like, that's how I'll be famous. You saw him? And there's a guy just masturbating right now. Oh my days, and that was so off, man. It was so off.
It's so weird.
As in this. Hey, wow, Saliba.
So
It's difficult, man. I feel like it's I don't know. It's so difficult for my opinion now. You know,
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
guy is in France, is enjoying his football, and this. Shit
Yeah, and
just
you know
comes
the
out.
thing is, it's just a normal environment. Like jamaa tembea hapo, like
it feels
it's
like
just calm.
Yeah.
And this guy's just his trousers is just on his knees, so comfortable.
Shorts. Right after
Shorts,
the game.
right?
I don't even think
Like
he showered. Like the guy's just gone in. Let me knock one out before I shower. That makes more sense.
And then let me just go sit next to Saliba. And
No.
Saliba,
Saliba's the one. In my opinion, I think Saliba came. He's like, yo.
and the funny thing is, Saliba was not so far. Like, he was in the firing range.
Within touching
he was-
distance. Yeah.
I mean,
You
he
been
was-
held hostage, eh?
yeah, like
Could have been. But I don't know. That's soft. I don't think that the clip was loaded yet. It was an empty clip, but
I remember page 264, bro. The guy, he needs help.
Yeah,
That guy needs help.
that specific guy.
Who that guy? That
Saka needs
particular
help.
guy.
All right, let's talk about things.
But the
football,
thing
guys.
is, when you've been working hard the whole day carrying Arsenal, nothing doesn't work. Saka's been carrying.
That wasn't Saka, man.
Saka's been carrying this team for the last 4 months. He's tired. Everything
Yes,
is.
performance issues. No, performance anxiety. All right, let's get into the football, guys. That's what really matters. Arsenal 0, Aston Villa 1. Cedric mistake essentially just cost us. Yeah, they created a number of chances, but Matt Ryan was quite decent, eh?
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was.
For a first game.
Yeah, for his first game as well. I mean, he is a Premier League keeper, so he knows about the Premier League.
Yeah, he does.
Are you talking about Brighton's Statues keeper?
Yes.
Second choice.
Okay.
All right.
Whatever. Floats your boats.
Anyway, we missed some half chances. We didn't create enough chances, in my opinion. We lacked quality. I think we kept the ball quite well, but when it came down to creating chances in the box, we just struggled.
Speaking of keeping the ball well, like
That guy in the video.
it's just okay. The thing is, you guys don't have ball playing centre backs.
Yeah, we don't.
Like
Saliba.
But no, Saliba is a ball watching centre.
Wow.
There's a word for people like that, man.
Team.
Yo, bro, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment in the comments below, and turn on your post notifications, bro. We'll catch you guys next week. Take care.
Peace.